home every single day, often bringing in trash from outside and pooping on the floor in the living room. She said the animal is apparently getting into the building through that hole in a roof and then working its way down. She is especially concerned for her son, who has cerebral palsy. He can't walk. His main method of transportation is crawling. He's not able to go around on his own at all because it's unsafe. I don't know what kind of biohazards are now on the floor. She said the landlord did place a trap for the raccoon Thursday night, and authorities in Virginia recently identified another raccoon as the perpetrator in a string of break-ins at a strip mall in Hanover. This is the same town.
Is it a break-in if it's a raccoon?
Where the raccoon was found passed out drunk on the bathroom floor at ABC Liquors. Same neighborhood. Same neighborhood for these raccoons.
I'm kind of liking these raccoons. I like how the landlord says, you know what, I'm going to set a trap. I'd be like, how about patch the hole?
Yeah. Before the raccoon got drunk and broke into the ABC Liquors, it had also broke into a neighboring karate studio and the DMV office.
It broke into a karate studio.
That's exactly right.
Can't be too careful out there on the streets, Miles.
Karate raccoon.
Kung Fu raccoon.
There's always one in every neighborhood.
I'd go see that movie.
Did you ever see Kung Fu Panda?
No.
I saw the first one.
Was it good?
This is Kung Fu Trash Panda.
This was Kung Fu Trash Panda. It was a while ago. I didn't hate it.
I feel like Kung Fu Trash Panda is like it's a little more adult. It's a cartoon, but it's like rated R, and he's drunk a lot.
Well, yeah, if it's based on this guy's life story, yeah, he's hammered.
And we call him Trash Panda, not Raccoon.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing that's happened to or at your home? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola. So, I've been listening to you guys forever. Thank you for all the music.
Oh, thank you for listening, man.
We appreciate it.
And what happened at my home was one night about 11:30 at night. At that time, he was about 9-year-old son came up. I'm a pretty light sleeper. He came up and said, "Hey, Dad." And I didn't wake up yet, and he kind of slapped me in the face. I woke up and said, "What do you need? You know, what's bothering you?" He goes, "Well, can I sleep with you and Mom?" And I go, "You're a little bit big to sleep with me and Mom, and you kick. So it doesn't feel good. So what's the problem?" He goes, "Well, there's a man outside my window, and he's naked."
What?
Okay.
And I went, "Really?" And at that time, my wife was awake. And she goes, you need to go look. And I go, you think? So I turn on the back porch lights, and there's a guy in the backyard, and he's naked. I got a fence all the way around my house. So I'm going, "What are you doing?" To this guy. I told my wife to call 911, call the police. And I said, "What are you doing?" He didn't say nothing. He proceeded to walk across the yard. I told my son, "Don't go outside. Don't open any doors. Don't do anything. Just stay here." And this time now he's got a tension on him. And he starts going next door to the house next door. He jumped the fence, but he's still naked, obviously.
What kind of fence do you have? Just because in my mind, I'm trying to think, what's the safest fence for me to climb over naked?
Well, it was a cedar wood fence at that time. Now I have chain link.
Okay.
And it's a lot taller. So I think I got chain link because of that. So then he went over to my neighbor's, and my neighbor's house, he has real little kids, and he went and got his shotgun out and turned on the lights and said, "What the heck?" 911 did that stuff. By that time, all our back porch lights are on. Everybody's got their lights on. I got big spotlights that shine in the backyard. And we're going, "What are you doing?" And he's not talking to anybody. And he's just walking through the yard naked. He had no clothes on, nothing, just swinging in the wind. And everybody's going, "Oh, my God." And then he made the mistake.
Uh-oh. You still there?
Made the mistake of jumping over the next neighbor's yard. And the next neighbor has like 4 or 5 big breed dogs. And he bit into him.
Oh, they bit him?
Real quick. Oh, yeah, they bit him. They bit him a lot.
How bad? He kept going?
He kept going. And they chased to the fence, and there was something scaling over the back fence. And by that time, then the police showed up. And he said he just went over the back fence that way. And then the police came along and caught him on the other street, and I guess he was released from a funny farm or something.
Oh, did they not release him with clothes?
I don't know. I think they released him and he took his clothes off.
But he didn't, like, other than being naked in your yard and being mauled by dogs and continuing on, like, he didn't do anything else. He's just walking.
No, he was just standing out people's windows, staring in their windows, standing there naked. I'm just glad my son's window was locked.
Yeah.
I don't know what could have happened if he would have come through the screen.
Did that traumatize him for a while, your son?
Oh, yeah, he slept upstairs for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't blame him. You're 9 years old.
Downstairs anymore.
I'm 57. I would too.
Yeah.
Like I'm switching where I sleep, man. That is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, we moved him upstairs and put him in the computer room and moved the computer room downstairs to his old room. And then put him upstairs and changed his bed and did all that stuff and moved it upstairs. And then we had to worry about my daughter because my daughter in the other room downstairs. So then she said, well, I don't want to sleep upstairs. So for a while, she slept upstairs in the living room by the fireplace.
You should have told her, like, look, man, we're not playing favorites. It's just about which one of you saw the naked man in the yard first.
How close were you to this mental facility?
Thank you.
I don't think there's any mental facilities around where I live. That's why it was. There's no mental facilities that I know of that exist where I live.
Well, that's the thing.
All right, so like it shouldn't happen again.
No, it shouldn't happen again.
Was he screaming or anything when he was being attacked by these dogs?
Oh yeah, he was saying stuff. He was going screaming out and going ow. But the dogs they bit him 4 or 5 times.
So it's not that he was nonverbal. Because I was thinking, like, look, if you're in a drug-induced coma, maybe you can take that trauma. It's going to hurt a little bit.
No, wait, did he run away from the dogs, or did he just suffer their bites and then just keep going on?
He just kept going on. He didn't run. He just walked. That's why I'm looking at this guy. I can see him across the 2 yards, and I'm watching him because I'm on my balcony. He's up on the second floor. So I can see him all the way, and he's just casually walking away while he's being bit. I'm going, this guy's on something.
That would be my thought.
Or he's just that far out there that I will say credit to your son. Because, I mean, I get your point being like, yeah, come on, man. Like, you're a little old for this. There's a naked guy outside my window.
Okay, on it.
It's like, all right, you have a good reason to be up here.
But see, only a 9-year-old begins the conversation with, can I sleep in your bed? Anyone else would be like, there is a naked man outside of my window.
Yeah.
Not a 9-year-old. Hey, man, I don't want to cause any problem. Nothing like that.
He can stay out there.
He can stay where he is. Can I sleep with you?
That's another good point.
I mean, that's what, hey, start
like
with the
adults
headline.
would lead with, there's a naked dude outside my window.
Absolutely.
What is the craziest thing that's happened to or at your home? 206-803-ROCK.
I'm picturing full-grown adults. Hey, Mike, you mind if I sleep in your room tonight? Why? There's a naked guy outside my window.
And I don't want to cause any problems, though. Can I move over a little?
You're a little big to be sleeping together.
Hello, Nick. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas. Yeah, so when I was 5, my mom's car we were living at my grandma's, and my mom's car was parked in the carport, and it just blew up in the middle of the night.
The car did?
Yeah.
Like, it literally exploded?
Yeah, it exploded.
Does anyone know why that is?
I'm not entirely sure, but at the time, my dad was on trial for conspiracy, and I've always just assumed it was a warning.
Was she a witness at the trial?
No, he was smart enough to leave her out of everything, but he sold a lot of cocaine back in the 80s, and his whole ring got in a lot of trouble, and from what I understand, he was about to cooperate, and then he decided he wasn't going to cooperate.
And then the car exploded overnight.
It exploded in the middle of the night, yeah.
So obviously you call the cops and all that kind of thing, and they didn't offer any kind of follow-up like, hey, this is what we think it is?
I mean, I was 5. I don't know.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Did your dad, did he get all that stuff cleared up, I guess?
Yeah, he got a 30-year sentence, and ended up getting out about a decade ago, but
Have you talked to him at all?
Oh yeah, I'm in. He's part of my life sort of now. But
Okay. Well, I mean,
Did you ask him about the car? Like, hey, quick side note, just curious. You know anything about the explosion of Mom's car?
yeah, he says he doesn't know anything about it, but
Well, he probably has an idea. He just doesn't know who did it.
I got to imagine. Yeah.
Did it set your house on fire?
No, it was an open air carport, and she was kind of parked far enough that the fire department got it out before it spread to the house. But
Do you remember what kind of car it was?
oh god, it was a Buick.
Okay.
I would say if it was a Pinto, it could have just happened.
Could have been a Firebird.
Yeah.
Not a Firebird.
Okay.
That would have been a better story.
Or a Fiero.
Damn, that's terrible. I think I'd rather deal with the naked guy.
What is the craziest thing that's happened to or at your home? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, at least the naked guy, you can assess the risk.
We can assess the risk, and like it's not a warning. It's just a crazy naked guy. Someone blows up my car, and my thought is this is a warning. I don't know what other warnings might be coming my way.
If I have an electric car, maybe I figure there's maybe a battery fire or something like that. But
Oh yeah,
not just a gasoline car blowing up that's not engaged.
correct. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. And is it a warning? Or you just go off,
Yeah.
when was it supposed to go off?
See, that would be my question. Like I said, naked guy. I'm like, it's a naked dude. All right.
It is a warning because it wasn't attached to the home. So if that would have been like a carport,
No, but
like
Ted's
in a
saying,
trailer-
like, was it supposed to go off, say, 6 hours earlier? Yeah. Like,
I'm just thinking about like the movie Casino, right?
All right.
They try to kill him and firebomb his car, but remember, it's like, he had this, and that movie's obviously based fictionally.
Yeah.
But it had like a steel plate underneath his seat, and they're like, it's the only way he survived. So it's like, I don't. It's not an exact science. Like, is that a warning? Unfortunately, or like,
Are they actually trying to kill me?
Yeah, like I'm with you. That is much more scarier than naked guy outside the window.
What is the craziest thing that's happened to or at your home? 206-803-ROCK.
By the way, Ted, if I'm ever going to send you a warning, I'm going to send a naked guy outside your window. Yeah. I'm not going to blow up your car. It's just a naked dude. Just, you, Ted.
Yeah.
I'm naked. I'm staying here all night. Sweet dreams, buddy.
Yeah, step into the house, naked guy.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola, picholas. So, my ex and I, we had a house next to SeaTac. Friends would come over, park their car, and fly out.
Sure.
My ex, she had a girlfriend. They worked together at a restaurant down in the South Center area, it's close by. Well, she was flying out. She came and spent the night. She's flying out the next morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. My ex is in the shower. I'm dead asleep. Her friend's sleeping on the couch. And my German Shepherd's like, really good dog. She's whining and poking me with her nose. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Walk out in the living room, and here's my ex's friend on the couch going into convulsions.
Wow.
And, yeah, seizures and stuff. And I don't know what the hell to do. You hear you roll them over and tip their head sideways so they don't choke on their tongue or whatever.
Yep,
And,
that's correct.
So, and I've never to give mouth-to-mouth before. I'm, like, freaking out. She's spitting at me, and I'm like, what the hell? And now the ex-wife's out of the shower, so she's calling 911, and thank God they got there quick enough to where they could take care of her. But
Was she epileptic?
yeah, well, evidently, I didn't know her that well.
Yeah. All right.
So I should have put the strobe light in the living room.
Yeah. Well, that's
Shit.
Once again, bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
Now, when that happened to my kid, I did not know that my daughter was an epileptic.
How old was she when you discovered this?
Oh, God. 11, 12 years
wow.
old.
Okay.
And the problem was that she was in the top bunk bed
Right.
with this little rinkety ladder. Now, at this point in time, she is not a little girl anymore.
She's 11.
She's past the age of being able to pick up. But I had to get her ass down that ladder, and still be able to hold on and hold her like a fireman carry.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't that high, I still had to drag her ass out of there. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. I did not know. I knew she was having a seizure.
Sure,
I knew
sure.
something was going on, but beyond that, I didn't know, like, why is she having these convulsions? Why she seemed like she's like in a cardiac arrest? It was just, if you'd have known that beforehand, you go,
You're better prepared
she's
to
having
deal.
a seizure. I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Correct.
But at the time, I also didn't know when that happens that you expunge everything from the front and the back side.
Yeah.
So as I'm fireman carrying her down the ladder, it's coming out both sides. And I mean, I've got, her ass on my shoulder.
But I would think at that point,
Just like, Jesus Christ, man.
minimal thing. But yeah, but
I was freaking the hell out.
our neighbor, when I lived in Denver, I'm like 8 years old. We did not know he had epilepsy. I don't know if the guy's wife knew or not, but I remember the phone rings. You still have the house line. So when the phone rings, it rings in like all 4 rooms that there's a phone. So my brother and I wake up, and I can't understand my father's words, but I can tell like some S's hit the fan. I mean, he is up. He's out of the bedroom. My mother's right behind him, and they run to the neighbor's house. So outside of my bedroom window, clear line of sight to the neighbor's house, we see them disappear in. Still don't know what's going on. They had 3 little kids. They had 2 daughters and a real young son at that point. They're just standing out front looking distressed. My brother and I, we just don't know what to do. So we're focusing on the house. Ambulance finally shows up, whatever, and we see the father of the house is now being taken out on a stretcher, still alive. Same thing. He had an epileptic seizure, but we didn't know, and I don't know that my brother and I even knew what epilepsy was at that age. But we're kind of awake. Everyone's adrenaline is going, and my parents come back, and so my parents are trying to explain to me and my brother what was going on, and this is pre-911, right? So the neighbor called us because we're the closest, because she needs help. Then you call the ambulance because they're going to take longer to get there, kind of thing. And it was all about making sure he doesn't choke on his tongue and all this. He was a bigger dude, okay? So the whole thing was, roll him over so he doesn't choke on the tongue. The wife couldn't do it herself. That's when my dad pops in. So they're telling us this stuff, and we were pretty close to this family. So my brother and I are kind of in distress. I can tell my dad's, just kind of upset about the situation. And but my mother just has a slightly different look on her face. She's upset, but there's just something more. So when we finally asked her, we're like, Mom, what's wrong? She's like, I didn't know he slept naked. So she's like, he's flailing around the bed. And she has to like flop on top of the very big, pasty dude, man. And she's like, guys, penis was out, and like you're saying, like he's pooping, he's peeing, all this stuff's going on. While my father's trying to be deadly serious, and help this guy out. And she's like, I'm laying on top of him with his wife, and she's like, there's just stuff everywhere. And I'm like, he sleeps naked? She's like, yes. And she just could not get the image out of her head, man. That's what she took away from the neighbor.
White wanging.
Yeah. And he was such a big dude, man. I'm just like, ew. It really stuck with her. It's like, oh.
That's what it looks like.
How was it afterwards?
He was back home later that day. I mean, basically, we had school. I don't think his kids went. But when we got home, he's back. He had like the rest of the week off or whatever. And you wouldn't know that anything happened. He was just like, hey, sorry if I woke you guys up. But as he's telling us this, me and my brother were like, hey, we're just glad you're okay. Whatever it was. Yeah. He's like, I'm fine, medication, blah, blah, blah. But all I could think is, my mom saw his penis, but I'm not going to say that to him. But she was so disgusted that in spite of this, like, 911 level of urgency, she's just like, listen, you ever seen a big, pasty dude's penis while he's pooping?
Yeah.
It's like, I have.
But that was the
while
only
he's thrashing in the bed. Yeah.
You know for a fact that's the only naked white penis she's seen in person.
I don't know that as a fact.
Oh, come on. Your parents dated early. There's no way.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's the only white wang she's ever seen.
It doesn't mean they're each other's first.
And I don't think that helps his mom at all.
No, he didn't
There's no silver lining other than the guy lived.
Right.
That's the silver lining here.